I have a big announcement, but it will be at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Something that I'm really excited to do, and I can't wait to tell you what it is. So, on to the review. Hey everyone, today I've got your Justice League movie review. After the death of Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman recruit others to be heroes against a bigger threat. Can they all come together to save the world? As far as the story goes, Zack Snyder directs this superhero team-up film that I was most excited to see come out this year, and I got to see a screening of it on Monday night, and I am also planning on seeing it again on Thursday night. And so I was really looking forward to seeing DC's first ever Justice League film. The plot of this movie has these three objects called mother boxes, which the main villain of this movie is looking for, hoping that once they are all together that they can do some damage and destroy worlds. You get to see the backstory of each of these mother boxes, and I like that because I'm not too familiar with them, what each of them mean, and they sort of showed that in Batman v Superman. This all sort of leads up to an invasion with the villains, like scouts or soldiers known as parademons, who were also featured in that dream sequence in Batman v Superman as well. So it was really cool to see them also return because, let's face it, they all look like flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz to me. I did like the concept of this film, and I love that it went in a different direction than what we have seen from previous DC films, and it didn't matter whether or not Joss Whedon took over in the director's chair for Zack Snyder, who unfortunately had to leave production to deal with a family matter, everything that happened to him and his family and his life. It was just really unfortunate, but he did put his faith and trust in Joss Whedon, who had previously directed The Avengers, to shoot some additional scenes. I couldn't actually tell while seeing the movie which scenes he had filmed, even though some scenes sort of looked like they could have been filmed by Joss Whedon. He succeeded in fulfilling that vision that Snyder had for this film. So as far as the casting goes, you've got Ben Affleck, who returns once again as Bruce Wayne Batman. I'm a huge Batman fan, so I really loved seeing him in this movie to form the League and do a lot of other badass scenes. And however, there were times I was kind of disappointed with some of his either dialogue or the line delivery, because it just seemed so out of character for him in comparison to some of the other characters that he comes across in this film. But I did still like his character overall, and I can't wait to see a solo film of his in the future. Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman, she's just so badass. I loved her as Wonder Woman, as you can tell. I just really liked even seeing some of that sexual tension involving her and Bruce Wayne, and just seeing more of her soft side come out, but she's still also pretty badass. And then you've got Jason Momoa, who I was super excited to see play Aquaman, because I know like his character obviously gets a lot of flack for, I don't know, being corny, but in this movie he is not. He's just so tough and badass, and I cannot wait to see his solo film directed by James Wan coming out next year. Ezra Miller, who plays Barry Allen the Flash, I felt like he stole the show in this movie. He was just hilarious and corny. His interpretation of the character really fit well for this universe. And Ray Fisher, who is normally he was a theater actor, and then he comes on to this film, who plays Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. At times it was a tad underwhelming to see his performance, but I did think he was a nice addition to this film. I did love his finished look, even though I gave a lot of criticism for the way that Cyborg's looked really CGI or unfinished, but I thought it looked so cool on screen. I felt like the overall interactions with the members of the Justice League all flowed pretty well with one another. Big bad of this film, played by Ciarán Hinds, who plays Steppenwolf, and I thought he was an okay villain. I really feel like I could have seen a lot better, and especially seen a lot better with the way his character looked in the film, because it was clearly all CGI, and I was a little bit disappointed with that, but it didn't exactly affect some of his actions in this film. Supporting roles from Amy Adams, who plays Lois Lane, and Diane Lane, who plays Martha Kent, and I thought they were pretty good as well. And you get to see a cameo appearance from Amber Heard, who plays Mera, and she's going to be in the Aquaman movie. And you saw some other people from the Wonder Woman movies return as well. You've got Jeremy Irons, who plays Alfred, who's also still pretty cool as Bruce Wayne's butler, and J.K. Simmons, who we see for the first time as Jim Gordon, aka Commissioner Gordon, of the GCPD, and I thought he was absolutely perfect and spot on for this role. And you may see a slight nod to Henry Cavill's Superman. He might still be in the box, or he might not. That's all I'm going to say about that, and I'll save all commentary about him for my spoiler review coming out on Friday, so be on the lookout for that. So the things that I liked about this movie: this was a very fast-paced film. It was a thrill ride from beginning to end, and you get all of that action that I was definitely looking for, and then some. I loved the comedy, and I was laughing throughout the film, and I was really surprised by that. I liked that it was a different tone for this film as what I had previously seen. Even though I had previously listened to the soundtrack on Spotify, I didn't quite exactly remember hearing it a lot in this movie, even though obviously it was there. But I think out of everything that was going on, I was just more distracted by that than the music. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that while some of the CGI looked out of place, it certainly wasn't the worst part of this movie. Some of the editing felt choppy at times, like it did when I first saw the theatrical cut of Batman v Superman. I feel like at the end of the day, it wasn't a huge issue for me, even though I did notice it. It did make the movie look shorter, even though the runtime for this movie was 2 hours long, so I'm hoping for an extended cut of this movie. It would be really sweet. So overall, I would say that Justice League was a really good outing and one of my favorite DC movies of all time. I was really happy I got a chance to see it, and I will definitely see it a million times more. So I would highly recommend seeing this movie, and I would also recommend staying for the whole credits, all of them. And I would give this 4.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Justice League, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, coming every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later. The big announcement I have is that I'm doing a giveaway, and I am giving away a free Justice League poster. So if you guys let me know in the comments anything about Justice League that you like or don't like or whatever, just anything about this movie, I will pick someone at random to win this poster, and that's all you have to do.